the biggest enemy of high-quality video.
Hmm.
It isn't your camera. It's not even your TV. It's physics.
Uh-huh.
Specifically, the physics of a copper wire. You send a beautiful 4K signal down a standard HDMI cable, and after, what, 5 or 10 meters?
It just dies. It's the classic digital cliff. You don't get a fuzzy picture like in the old days. You get, well, you get nothing, a black screen.
Which is a massive problem if you're trying to wire up a stadium or university campus.
A huge headache.
And that brings us to today's deep dive. We've been looking at the PureLink HOF-TIII. It's a transmitter and receiver set that gets around that copper limit by switching to fiber optics.
Right. The mission here is pretty clear. Move a ton of uncompressed data over distances that copper just, well, it just can't handle.
And when you say distances, the spec sheet is claiming 33,000 feet.
That's 10 kilometers, yeah.
Okay, that seems a little excessive for a home theater. Who is this actually for?
This is strictly professional grade stuff. Think connecting a server room in one building to a lecture hall, across campus. The secret sauce here is the SFP Plus modules.
SFP Plus. That sounds like networking gear.
It is, exactly. It stands for Small Form Factor Pluggable. It's a modular slot. And this system uses single-mode fiber modules.
Okay, explain that.
The simplest way is to imagine a hallway.
I'm with you.
Multimode fiber is like throwing a bunch of bouncy balls down that hallway. They hit the walls, they take different paths, and the signal gets messy pretty quick. You're limited to a few hundred meters, maybe.
And single mode?
Single mode is like a laser pointer, straight down the middle. It never touches the sides, so it can go that full 10 kilometers without degrading.
But usually when you send something that far, like streaming a movie, you have to accept some compression, some quality loss.
Right.
The sources here highlight 4K 60, 4.4.4. That sounds like zero compression.
And that's the whole point. This thing is pushing 18 gigabits per second. The 4.4.4 part is critical. Most video you watch is 4.2.0, meaning it literally throws away half the color information to save space.
Which is fine for a movie, but maybe not if you're a doctor looking at an X-ray.
You can't afford to lose that data. 4.4.4 means every pixel gets its own unique, complete color information. It's identical to the source.
So the video's perfect. What about audio? Most of these things just pass stereo.
This one is surprisingly robust. It handles Dolby True HD, DTS HD master audio, even DSD. So your high-end audio feed arrives 6 miles away, completely untouched.
I also saw a feature called audio embedding and de-embedding. That sounds like it solves a very specific problem.
It's a huge problem solver. Your video might come from a camera, but your really good audio is from a separate mixer. Embedding lets you inject that audio into the HDMI stream right at the source.
The de-embedding lets you pull it out at the other end.
Exactly. Send it to a local PA system while the video goes to the projector. It gives you total control.
Another thing that seemed very installer-focused was the HDMI loop out.
Oh, that's just a sanity check. Imagine the screen 10 kilometers away is black. Is the camera broken? Is the fiber line cut? With loop out, you just plug a small monitor into the transmitter. If you see a picture, you know the source is fine, and the problem is somewhere down the line.
It saves a lot of walking. Now, the build mentions ESD protection up to 8 kV. Why is that important?
Electrostatic discharge. A simple static shock from walking across a carpet can fry a sensitive chipset. That 8 kV protection is, well, it's real-world armor for the device.
And for anyone working on government projects, it's TAA compliant.
Which is just a non-negotiable for federal contracts. It's a box you have to be able to check.
So to pull this all together, this isn't just a long cable. It's more like a pipeline. It completely decouples your source from your display.
Precisely. It makes distance basically irrelevant.
So here's the thought I want to leave you with. We're mastering how to push 18 gigs per second for 4K. But 8K is already here. Holographic displays are, on the horizon.
It's a constantly moving target. If our buildings can barely handle uncompressed 4K, the infrastructure we're going to need for the next 10 years of visual data it's going to be staggering. We're going to need much, much bigger pipes.
A problem for another deep dive. Thanks for listening.